absolute state of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has everyone asking, can Dragon Ball Sparking Zero competitive be saved? Well, seeing as though I've played every Dragon Ball Arena fighter from Budokai Tenkaichi to Raging Blast to Xenoverse, I'm in a unique position to tell you whether or not Dragon Ball Sparking Zero can be saved, and if so, if there is a route to be taken, I'm going to navigate through the route necessary to save Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Now look, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is not a competitive game. That's why you don't see me on that dumpster fire. I saw that coming from a mile away because, again, I've played all Dragon Ball Arena fighters, so I know what to look for. I just have the instinct. That's what happens when you've played every arena fighter. Looking at the competitive situation, because I'm always watching streams, seeing what's going on, seeing if a new tech or a meta is going to pop up. And it's pretty much the problem that everyone is playing the same character. Everyone's playing your Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas, your Ultra Instinct, Gokus, Jirens, things of that line. Of course, people are going to default to, well, of course that's going to happen because those are the top characters in the anime and the manga, so of course people are going to play those characters. No. We already know what you want, Timmy. We know that you just want an easy win. And it just so happens that due to Sparking Zero's terrible game design, those characters are powerful for the wrong reasons. Notice I said that they're powerful for the wrong reasons because the problem is, it's not that they're strong, it's that they're strong for the wrong reasons. Let me explain, right? Of course, those characters are supposed to be strong. The problem with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is that there's such a wide gap between the top tier characters and the rest of the cast that it renders the rest of the cast useless. Let me give you an example, right? In Xenoverse 2, of course, characters like Hit, Bardock, any form of Gogeta, they're the top tier characters. But due to the good game design of Xenoverse 2, you can literally pick up any character and know the fundamentals of the game so well that you can combat the top tier character. And even if you are equally skilled, like if the person using Gogeta or Hit is a top tier opponent and you're a top tier opponent, and let's say you're using Android 18, Xenoverse 2, you still have a really good chance of winning the game based upon your exercise of the mechanics of the game and your knowledge of the fundamentals of the game. The problem with Sparking Zero is that if you pick a character like Android 18 or 17, or you pick a character that doesn't have Insta Sparking, After Image Strike, False Courage, they don't have any of the top tier blast ones in their kit, they don't have an unblockable ultimate, well, you're pretty much working with a useless character. And to articulate how important those blast ones are, imagine that in Xenoverse 2, you had infinite Super Soul usage and you had infinite Thank You Dragon Ball. It's just every time you did an ultimate, you got full stamina, full healing. Well, Xenoverse 2 balances that by making it where you can only do it once. But the problem with Sparking Zero is if they did that with Sparking Zero and you only got one chance to get that instant sparking, the system falls apart and that character just falls apart. That's how bad the game design is. So they can't necessarily nerf it like that. But these characters are walking around with top tier Super Soul effects in their blast ones, like After Image Strike, 15 seconds of invincibility essentially, which is just like having invincibility in Xenoverse 2, except you can only do it once and you can only do it when you're near death. So that balances that. Again, people want to be snobby and try to act like Sparking Zero is better than Xenoverse 2. No. We know Xenoverse 2 combat is better and it's balanced better because you can only see those effects once in very distinct situations. In Sparking Zero, you just do it again, and this is why these matches look boring. This is why watching 2 False Courage, 2 After Image Strike spammers, stallers, this is boring to watch because you already know when you care, it's like, oh, here we go. This is what this is going to be. At least you have the potential in Xenoverse 2 to see 2 people playing Hit. Well, they might play those characters really well and you not see a single instance of cheese. And that goes with any character in Xenoverse 2 because the system demands that you have skill. Over in Sparking Zero, stream after stream, video after video, everything that I watch and I know viewers are watching is boring to watch, and that's why viewership and interest all over Google Trends, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. Is falling off faster than we've ever seen before for a Dragon Ball game, because the system is that boring. It doesn't matter how cinematic or how good the graphics look. It's just boring to watch. So how do you fix it? Well, the problem with Sparking Zero is that you can't really nerf anything or anyone. If you nerf Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, then you're going to lose a large percentage of players. And you might say, if you're arrogant, you're going to say, well, so what? I don't care. They need to leave. Well, you're losing a chunk of the player base. If you nerf UI Goku into the ground and he's useless, then all those players leave. You have to have strong characters in a game. The issue is really that you need to buff everyone else, and you need to go back in the game and look at their blast ones and buff them in any way that you can. You got to go back, especially with the Android characters. Like Android 17 and 18, they don't. Like, I've seen gameplay of them, and they just look garbage. Like, nobody's on those characters, because again, I've had this explained to me. Like, it's literally playing with a handicap with those characters. I don't know why that is. So a lot of people are not even interested in Super 17 anymore, because they already know, based upon how he's balanced, unless he takes the Dr. Gero and Android 19 route, he's going to be worthless due to how this game is balanced. Even then, if he got those perks that those two characters got, he's still going to have an insta sparking and some kind of after image or armor stuff or a healing move to really have any competitive viable chance. So looking at this game, again, it's an instance of having to over buff everything else so that, yeah, those characters still shine, but the rest of the cast has a fighting chance to be used. Because right now, you almost, except for the fact that they're only doing so to be cheesy, you almost can't blame the people who are playing the characters that they're playing. Like, looking at these streams, it's like, well, of course they're going to pick the strong characters. Like, that's what's winning. I don't support that thought. I don't support that ideology. And it's a rock and a hard place, because, again, you do need strong characters. SS4 Gogeta should feel like the strongest character in the game. Beerus should feel like a top tier character in the game. My arguing point is that, look at Omega Shenron. Why is he not in the conversation? Even with insta sparking, it's like, if any character had all the bells and whistles, it should have been him. He should have had insta sparking. Due to him being a shadow dragon, he should have had a healing move. He should have also had a unblockable ultimate. Like, I'm looking at him, they had no imagination with this set. They just slapped something together. They didn't give him anything. They didn't give him, like, if any character should have had unblockable, it should have been him. That's what counts as strong in this game. You know, every move triggers like a movie, and the only thing that makes one move better than the other is some gimmick like being unblockable. So that's the way that it is. So that's kind of what you're gonna have to do to make these other characters kind of have a equal chance to compete with these other characters. Again, it's not about skill, because every player knows how to mash buttons. This game, it doesn't have combo specific stuff in it. It's not like, if anything, this game wants you to do the damage scaling. They want you to stick to short BMBs and a knockaway in the super. That's all that it is. That's all I've observed. Watching every stream, that's how it all plays out outside of the key blast strafe. Just two players, key blast, key blast, key blast, key blast. Oh, I got you. Punch, 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 punch. Knock away, super. Oh, here we go again. I'm charging, you're charging. Oh, key blast, key blast, key blast, key blast. Punch, 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 punch. Knock away, super. It's boring to watch. And I understand people being upset that they can't pick their favorite character, because at least if you could pick your favorite character, your authentic favorite character, and do that, it would do something to fix the boredom of the combat system. At least you could do that much. But knowing Bandai Namco, they're going to pretend like they don't see the issue going on, because they're afraid to do actual work. And I don't think they're going to fix anything at all. I think that if they do anything, you're going to get into a fixed Storm Force situation where they go in, nerf everything down to the ground, and you're still going to have the same issue, because those characters are still going to be the strongest. If you're unfamiliar with the fixed Storm Force situation, let me explain. So what ended up happening is Storm 4 came out, a lot of influencers, a lot of crybabies got that beating online, So they turned around, started a hashtag, started crying to get everything nerfed because they didn't like eating combos. So what ended up happening is that CC2, Bandai Namco, nerfed everything. When I mean everything, I mean everything. Jutsu started doing like grab damage, right? Like that low. They did not feel like supers or jutsus or special attacks at all. Ultimates barely did like the damage that jutsus used to do. And combos got scaled hard. Now, here's the issue, right? The strong characters were still the strongest, but due to everything doing such minuscule damage, the game got boring. Like, it's wow, I'm like the character doesn't feel strong at all. Hinata used to feel like a monster. They nerfed her into the ground and she never recovered. I think they just poured it over whatever they did from Fixed Storm 4. A lot of characters that used to feel like menaces and you could literally pick up and play your favorite characters, they nerfed them into the ground because they did a blanket nerf. They went in, just basically tweaked some numbers, make everything piss poor damage. And Storm 4 didn't recover after that patch. Because again, people want to feel strong with their characters. There is a balance to it. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Jiren are still going to be top tier. Ultra Instinct Goku is still going to be top tier. Why? If you nerf their damage, if you nerf everyone's damage, took away unblockable, those characters are still going to be the top tier characters. Why? Because they out jab everyone. They have more speed. So then if you go in and you force them to take away that, then everything is going to feel weak because they nerf everything. They nerf all the damage for all the characters to be fair. And then they'll go in and nerf the speed of those characters. And if nothing feels strong in this game, if nothing feels like, wow, that's really powerful attack, you take away the few things. There's not much distinguishes characters in this game. All characters share combos, everything. Like no character feels distinct from the other one. And that's something that Xenoverse 2 gets right. Like full power Super Saiyan Broly feels distinct from all the other characters in the game. They did a damn good job on Restrained Broly. He came in, he feels like his own unique character. That's how Xenoverse 2 did it. Every character feels like they have a game plan and how you have to play them. And in Sparking Zero, you lack that. So how do you fix the competitive problem? You gotta go in, buff everyone. You gotta look at what makes the top characters work. What makes them work? Well, Insta Sparking makes them work. Well, how can we spread some of those effects on the other lower tier characters that we want to have a competitive chance? Well, we gotta maybe give them an Insta Sparking, give them like a stat up, blast one, something. Because right now, the way that competitive works for Sparking Zero, from what I've seen, no one's gonna care about that precious DLC you got playing because people, again, I've said this before, if you look at that DLC character, you look at those scans, you look at the trailers, and you don't see the high tier blast ones that make those characters stand out in rank, those characters, you're not gonna make any DLC money. You might as well forget it. Or they're gonna have to do something scummy and deceptive, which they're no stranger to doing, by the way. And they're gonna have to hide those blast ones and say, well, they're good, just trust us, bro. And that they're gonna have to rope people into buying those characters. Again, this is a terrible situation for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero to be in. It can't win. But you know, you do win with the end game of all games, because you might beat the game, but nobody beats the end game of all games, perfection and natural selection. Hit that subscribe button. We out.